So the Biden administration is not interested in de-escalating.
I think there's a whole wide variety of issues, and some we need to cooperate with China, some we're going to compete with China, and some we potentially may have conflict. Again, not armed conflict, but a conflict in other areas. How do you manage these different, myriad of different sets of problems that we face with China, and how do we avoid conflict but actually still get to some sort of resolution that's acceptable at the end of the day? So I think the Biden administration is working hard to manage this entire suite of challenges that face the bilateral relationship.
You think it has to happen something like the Cuban crisis before the tones will lower again?
I hope it's not quite like the Cuban Missile Crisis, but I think that both China and the United States are behaving as though they can prevail relatively easily, and it will not be easy. Both the West and this Chinese, Russian, Iranian grouping face formidable adversaries. We don't yet have the sense of urgency and the sense of danger that we need to focus on keeping the Cold War cold.
What can the US do to ease the situation?
Well, I would like to see the United States tone down its rhetoric. You've mentioned the problem of rhetoric, and that's a problem in Beijing as well as in Washington. I think that there are ways in which we could reach out to China. For example, we could work with China and other countries on WTO reform. I think that we could lift the Trump administration tariffs on other countries and then invite China into a discussion of what tariffs should be going in both directions. So if there's a will to use diplomacy, there are many tools of diplomacy that we have not been employing over the past several years.